Hi, welcome to RooSports. I'm Joey Ross. I'm here with my dad Toby and former OU quarterback Paul Thompson, who will be joining us today. And Paul, glad you're here with us.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, we're going to talk about, we're going to recap Week 10 real quick. And Paul, just, like I said, feel free to jump in anytime. Quite a bit of upsets and close games. Anything you want to talk about?
Mississippi State pulling out the impossible there, beating A&M. Arkansas surprisingly beats the number 11th ranked team, Florida. And TCU crushed Baylor. On the road.
On the road, yeah.
62-22.
That's impressive. Yeah, Paul, anything you like to share on those points or anything that stood out to you this weekend?
Did it, can you, all right, it lost a little. You hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking, just going back to the Mississippi State game and A&M, obviously, a team in A&M that's been, that's been moving along pretty strong, but obviously, lost to Alabama, a tough team, and I think that most people didn't expect them to win. Trevor Knight going out was big, right? That was huge.
Yeah.
He, injured his shoulder. I've actually had a similar injury. It was in high school where you fell on. It's kind of my SC joint right there, right by your your collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you try to throw, you kind of see him do that on the sideline. You can almost feel your collarbone like wiggling around in there. Okay. And so very painful, very uncomfortable. Kevin Sumlin, that. Coach of mine when I was at OU.
Right.
Receivers, Trevor Knight, obviously, him being hurt, hurt them, but a team that I still think will finish strong in a real solid bowl game. But unfortunate that they had to, lose Trevor as well as he's been playing. So I'm happy for him and glad they've been doing as good as they had, because I know Sumlin was on the hot seat there for a little bit.
Yes.
And kind of re-energize the team a little bit, and they're going to be all right.
Absolutely. Okay, Joey. So looking back at your picks from last week, how did you do?
I went 5-5, and Tommy Harris did 7-3.
7-3.
Yeah. So Tommy beat me.
Tommy did pretty good on his picks last week.
Tommy.
Okay. So Joey, we're going to go into some discussion topics and reality or fantasy. The topic this week is all 4 remaining unbeaten teams stay perfect, reaching the college football playoff. What do you think? I
think it's reality there, because all 4 teams are just playing really well. Some teams might have conference championships coming up and some big games late, at the season in November. But I think it's reality. I think this could be the playoff right here.
Right now, you think that the top 4 teams are the playoff teams?
Yeah, this could be it.
And can survive?
Yeah.
Okay. Paul, what do you think about that? Is that you kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, we'll have to see kind of where obviously A&M was in that 4th slot. Mm-hmm. Here last week or whatnot. Even with the loss to Alabama, which shows you how tough or how good people think Alabama is if they can lose to them and still be ahead of a Washington in that 4th spot. So I think this will open it up for Washington to slide in there. You look at Ohio State, right, a team that has a good chance at in there. Obviously, one loss, kind of an alarming loss, but they're a team that can slide in there. I think with that.
We lost them a little bit. We can cut this part out.
A little bit of stick there, but I think it'll be the 1, 2, 3. We'll see kind of who pops in 4 times. Depending on how the season finishes out. There'll be a lot of shake-up. A couple, one-loss teams they're fighting to get in. So I think for the most part, though, yeah, it's pretty set.
Okay. All right, Joey. So another little fun segment you want to do is sports stuff that nobody tweets. All right? And so this tweet comes in and says, congratulations to Notre Dame, Michigan State, and Oregon for making bowl games this year.
Yeah, they just playing really well. Just win 6 games, getting eligible. Good job.
Okay, so, I mean, which of these has just disappointed you probably the most this year?
Michigan State. Well, it's kind of hard for me, but I say Michigan State because they were up there pretty high, at the beginning of the season, and they just fell apart. Like right now, I'm thinking, like Illinois beating them, that's pretty sad.
Yeah,
because Michigan State's usually a good team, like every year. One of the big, Big Ten teams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess this year is not their year.
No, not at all. Anything you'd like to add to that, Paul?
Yeah, they're all underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprising. Go back just a couple of years to Oregon, right? They were on top of the world, obviously,
right
there in a national championship, and everybody was talking about their gear and their new outfits and all that, and then just for them to fall off the face of the earth here this past year, this current year, is very surprising. Again, Michigan State, you look at where they were just right.
Mm-hmm.
Went from almost beating them in that crazy game last year, should have won that game, to just being, just dominant. And then Notre Dame, I think, has to be the most just overall embarrassing. When you look at the tradition, and again, another team that was relevant, about 3 or 4 years ago when it came to the national championship run. You got the Mantet year, or his senior year when they had a shot, beat OU there in Norman, mm-hmm. And now here they are, just very losing to teams that they shouldn't be losing to. They have on the field.
Absolutely.
His what his mindset, his thought process, or what, but. They're not playing to win. They're not playing for him at all. And, I'd have to agree. All 3 of those teams have been very, very embarrassing. And again, they were all relevant, just maybe 2-3 years ago, right there in the hunt. So it's crazy how you can fall from grace that quick. And that's why I kind of take a little bit of pride in what Coach Stoops has been able to do there at OU. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we would like another national championship, but to stay relevant for the last 16, 17 years is not easy to do. No. So that just goes to show right there with some of those dominant teams and just where they're at. And again, teams that were just relevant not too long ago.
Yeah. Great points. Absolutely great points there. All right, Joey, are you ready to do the game picks?
Yep.
Okay. So also remember, if you guys are watching, if you want to challenge Joey on one game, we didn't have a winner this week. We had a few people that challenged stuff, but we had quite a bit of. Joey only went 5-5 on his picks, but still those picks weren't challenged. So we have no winner this week. But if you want to enter to win a $20 gift card to Chick-fil-A, challenge Joey in one of the following picks, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, Joey, so you ready for this week's picks?
Let's go.
All right. Here we go. All right, we're going to start off in the Pac-12 and look at number 13 Utah, 7-2, Joey, going and visiting Arizona State, the Sun Devils.
I got Utah on this one, 2-loss team on the road. I think they've been playing really well. I think they can pull this one out against Arizona State. Okay, you got Utah. What about you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm at the piggyback right on them. A team that I think is playing well. They don't get a whole lot of the limelight or spotlight. When it comes to playoff talks and things like that. And obviously a 2-loss team it isn't, but they're a team I think that isn't too far off of being right there in the mix. So I'd have to go with Utah.
Okay. Next game we're going to look at is in the SEC, and number 8 Auburn visiting the Bulldogs in Georgia.
This is my upset pick right now. Georgia. I'm picking Georgia right now.
Really?
At home. Auburn did not play very well against Vanderbilt.
No, they didn't.
At home.
Okay, so
I just feel like Georgia right now, Nick Chubb, I think they can still play, work together. I think they can pull off this upset at home.
All right, so you like the Bulldogs?
Yep.
Okay, interesting pick, Joey. All right, Paul.
I'm gonna have to go with the favorite in this one, in Auburn. I think that they just got a good squad that's playing well. If I had to put some money down, I'd definitely go with Auburn in this one.
All right. We'll stay in the SEC, Joey. All right, Texas A&M coming off that horrible loss. Next, they're going to be hosting the Rebels.
I'm going with A&M. I think they bounced back really well. I think they beat Ole Miss. I think they beat them pretty bad too at home.
Think it's a revenge game or just?
I think it's like a blowout.
You think this is going to be a blowout?
Yeah.
All right. Joey likes A&M.
Well, yeah, I'll take A&M. I won't go with the blowout, and obviously it'll be big on Trevor Knight, kind of what his diagnosis is.
True.
We'll see if it's what I had, similar to like just a separation. I was able to just ice it out that week. It was a little uncomfortable to throw that following week. Again, I don't know the severity of his injury. If he's completely out, I think it changes everything up. But I think with him coming back, if he is able to play. I see A&M, coming away with the win, but I think it'll be a pretty close one.
Okay. All right, moving to the Big 12, Joey. Texas played really well this weekend, but West Virginia's coming to town. Who do you like in this?
I'm going with Texas here. I'm going with the upset again because Texas played really well against Texas Tech.
They did play well.
They beat Baylor last week by a point. They're playing really good right now in the last 2 weeks. West Virginia lost to OSU and played pretty good against Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Texas just outplays them in this game. I just think it's going to be close. I just think Texas pulls out though with the upset.
All right, Joey's got the Longhorns.
Yeah, I will. I'll go with West Virginia in this one. I think Texas they've played well. I think I think Coach Strong is fighting for his job, and I think the players, like playing for him. But I think just West Virginia, a team that was moving pretty well here until a week ago when Oklahoma State, got a hold of them. But I still think West Virginia is a pretty solid team, on both sides of the ball. A team that can put up some points, and I just see the luck running out for Texas this week, even though they've played kind of, like I said, above maybe above expectations to some degree. But like I said, I think West Virginia pulls this one off.
All right. Joey, out to the Pac-12. Number 4, Washington. 9-0 for the first time in 20-something years?
It's been a long time.
Hosting the Trojans of USC. Do you think Washington holds on to that undefeated streak?
I think Washington's got one of the best squads in the country. One of the best squads. Washington is just playing lights out right now. On the road last night, beats Cal, puts up 66. I think Washington literally puts up 70 on USC.
Wow.
At home.
That'd be interesting if that happens.
Yeah, I think they put up 70.
Yeah,
okay.
There's another team that was a little bit more relevant. They've kind of made a bounce back to some degree, but
yeah.
USC, another team that was this would be almost a funny conversation to have, even just a handful of years ago
right.
with where USC was, but Washington, again, a team that's that's undefeated. Some people say they haven't played great teams just yet, but they've beaten who's been in front of them. I think that was kind of holding them out of the top 4. Here a week ago, but they're playing well. Like I said, they're beating teams they're supposed to, beat, and you can't. That's hard to say. It's hard to do. You look at Ohio State here a couple of weeks back, losing a game they shouldn't have lost. So to just line up and play week in and week out says a lot about a team, and I'd expect them to come away with the win once again this week.
Okay. All right, Joey, number 1 Alabama played, like you said last week, you said they would shut out LSU, and they shut out LSU.
Yeah.
But they also got shut out for the first 3 quarters until finally getting a touchdown and a field goal to close out the 10-0 victory against LSU. Now Mississippi State comes to town. Does that give the Crimson Tide trouble, or do you think Alabama just continues to roll?
Mississippi State coming off that big upset against A&M. Alabama shutout, like you said. I don't think Bama gets intimidated. I think Bama wins this. I think they cruise on. I don't think they have any problems in this game.
Okay.
Nope, Mississippi State might have. They're coming off their high horse in the A&M game. It's going to be another reality check for them here. Going up against Alabama. Nick Saban's teams, man, they're very disciplined. You got to we really got a good look at what that defense is capable of here this past week, going up against a Leonard Fournette and just making him look pedestrian out there. So Alabama is the cream of the crop. Like I said, they don't have just let off games. They don't necessarily just not play well for whatever reason. They come in focused week in and week out, and I wouldn't expect that to change this upcoming week either. So I take Alabama in a pretty big win this upcoming week.
All right, Joey, back to the Pac-12. Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State. I'm sorry, Big 12. I got the 12 right. All right, but Oklahoma State coming off that victory in Manhattan against the Wildcats, fighting back to win it. This week they host the Red Raiders. Who do you like in this matchup?
I think it's going to be. I think both teams are going to score 40 plus, which has happened a lot in the Big 12 this season, where both teams in the game scores 40. But I'm going with OSU in this one. Coming off that scare in Manhattan against Kansas State, I think OSU can win this one.
All right.
Yep, same here. I'll pick Oklahoma State. A team that they can put up some points. And they're more than likely going to have to. We know what Texas Tech can do offensively. Mahomes can air it out. I think they're one of the first, and still one of the teams that can just light it up. 90% pass almost. Their run plays are pass plays, and so a team that can put up some points, but I think Oklahoma State can match that and come away with the victory. So I pick Oklahoma State this upcoming week.
Okay. All right, Joey. Another SEC matchup. Number 19, LSU visits the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Razorbacks that like to always give a fight there in Fayetteville. So, what do you like in this matchup?
I'm going with Arkansas in this one because the way they play against Florida and LSU, not putting up a point at home against Alabama. I think the Razorbacks, they look really good in that game. I just think they can win this one against LSU as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think LSU makes a bounce back. They kind of regroup, lick their wounds, and get on back to work. Arkansas team again that's kind of been right there. They've been right on the cusp of doing some great things and becoming more and more relevant. This is a team that wasn't as relevant here a couple of years ago, and they seem to kind of make more of a name for themselves. And so, but I still think LSU kind of, like I said, licks their wounds after the Alabama game and handles business this upcoming week versus the Razorbacks. All
right. Joey, Michigan Wolverines definitely playing great, undefeated, one of the possible, most likely top four. It's going to make it to the college playoff. This week they're visiting Iowa. Iowa's 5-3. The Hawkeyes give the Wolverines any scares this week?
Michigan's just plowing through teams like they're just it's crazy. I think Michigan just wins this big again, like they've done every week. I think Michigan's just too good right now.
Okay, you like Michigan?
Yeah, they're just too good.
Yeah, put me down for Michigan as well. Harbaugh, what he's been able to do in 2 years there. Again, a Michigan team that 3 years ago was embarrassing.
Right.
Weren't ranked. Harbaugh comes in and you could see the emergence of them just in his first season last year. Again, a close game versus Michigan State. When Michigan State was, I think, a top 10, top 5 team at the time, and then bam, you look at what's happened this year. Just coming out, running the tables, playing good quality opponents, and coming out. Obviously, have some big games coming up here towards the later part of conference play, but they'll definitely handle business this upcoming week. They're on a mission right now, and I don't see many slowing them down. There is, I think Ohio State is going to be a matchup to watch, but they won't have any trouble this week.
Okay. All right, Joey, in our final game, top 25 matchup here in the Big 12, as number 25 Baylor comes to Norman to take on now 9-ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
The question is OU secondary versus Baylor's receivers in their pass game. I'm going with OU here just because their offense is way too good. But I think their offense picks up their defensive slack. But I just think Baylor, after the way they performed against TCU at home, I don't see Baylor winning this. So I'm gonna go with OU here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Put me down for my Sooners. I think Baylor's kind of just now getting into the meat of their schedule. I think this is a Baylor team that could end up with 3-4 losses. They still got the meat of their schedule here towards the end. So again, a team that kind of ran through the first part. We all know how they like to schedule their non-conference,
right.
But and I think they're kind of exposed a little bit last week. I mean, I guess I couldn't say a little bit, a lot of it, right? They got absolutely embarrassed, just here a couple days ago. So yeah, coming to Norman, I'll be at that game, so I'll be cheering loud too. I think I'll have an effect on the game, and so I got to go with my Sooners.
All right.
But yeah, I do have concerns too, because Baylor still can light it up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So defensive side, it worries me a little bit because we've just been very porous on the defensive side of the ball. But I still think we overcome and we come away with the W.
Okay, Joey, does P-Ryan come back this week?
I think I'm gonna say he's. I don't know. It might be this week because
okay.
See what he does in practice.
I was just wondering because with Mixon being out last week, we had to kind of rely on our pass game, which of course is just
Too good.
working very well with Mayfield and Westbrook. The connection there. I just didn't know if our run game would be back possibly this week.
I think they're just gonna wait and see this week
okay.
So you can get back to practice.
Wasn't this right around the time frame this week or so?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So
it was like 2 or 3 weeks. So I mean, they're probably just gonna see. It
So
might be like limited.
Yeah, with P-Ryan and Mixon back, that might change up OU's offense and be a triple threat there with those three guys.
And it's in
with
Norman.
P-Ryan, Mixon, and Westbrook.
Yeah, and
you never know exactly. And Norman's got to bring it.
Gotta be loud.
Got to be loud.
Yep.
All right. So those are Joey's picks for this week. So if you would challenge Joey on one of the picks there that he's made today, and you could be entered in for a drawing for a $20 gift card to Chick-fil-A. Just one game against Joey's picks, and you're entered to win. So, and also be sure to follow RooSports. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow us, and we'd love to follow you guys back. Joey, anything else you'd like to add?
No, just a special thank you to Paul Thompson for joining us.
Yes.
It was glad to have you on. It was an honor to have you on, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you guys. I definitely appreciate you having me on the show, and look forward to doing others with you guys.
Thank you. All right, Joey.
All right, I'm Joey Ross.
I'm Toby Ross.
And I'm Paul Thompson.
And this has been RooSports.
Go check.